at EternalCon!
Yay!
We just did the fashion show, and now we're clowning around in the arcade section, not actually playing games, but we are pretending to.
Yeah. Good time.
See you later.
The best retro Nintendo console.
Win. I was going to say Super Nintendo.
Well, that's going to make the...
Hi. Fairwind Cosplay here with
Aurelian Cosplay.
and we're here to do a quick recap of
EternalCon!
EternalCon is a sci-fi comic con convention in Garden City on Long Island, and starting this year it is a 3-day convention, and Aurelian and I attended Saturday and Sunday of this year. We've been attending EternalCon since 2014, and we're delighted to see how large it's grown and how big the cosplay community has really blossomed at this particular convention. Okay, so what are your thoughts on this year's con?
I was really happy to see all of the kids that showed up, because there's nothing worse than being dragged to something you don't want to go to, either as a parent or as a child. So it's really nice that both parents and their kids get involved and they dress up and they want to be there.
So what did you cosplay this year?
On Saturday, I was Ladybug from Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, and on Sunday, I was Rey from The Force Awakens. And what about you?
On Saturday, I debuted my Jaina Solo costume from the Star Wars Expanded Universe, and on Sunday, I was Belle in her provincial blue dress. Let's talk panels and events. What did we see this year?
We saw both Jedi shows Saturday and Sunday. I will forever get them confused. I don't know, and I'm sorry, but you're all really, really good and really talented. We sat for the Street Pass panel, the Making Cosplay Professional panel. We went to the photography panel, which was incredibly helpful, especially now that Fairwind has her own cosplay photo camera thing. I totally forgot the word for camera. But it was really interesting to hear all the tips and all the work that goes into that. I didn't know you could buy textbooks and videos on how to do this stuff, but mad props to anyone who takes photos either as a hobby or as your job. Like, you deserve a lot of respect for what you do and all the hard work that goes into it.
It was just really refreshing to see these 3 photographers who are Dave's Cosplay Photography, World of HSL, and Jason LeBoy Photography. They're so positive. Their energy is just completely infectious, and you can tell that they really love what they do. And that comes out in their artwork. And we even got to shoot with Dave's Cosplay Photography with a couple of haul shots on Saturday evening, just as we were about to go, actually. What else did you like about the convention?
Well, I like the crepes. Those were good.
Yeah, Crazy Crate from Smithtown, which is near us, had a booth, and we got a discount for taking a picture in our cosplay with their crepes, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Sorry, that was the first thing that I went to.
What about the venue? Let's hear about the Cradle of Aviation Museum itself.
The Cradle of Aviation is a spectacular place for Star Wars because it is space themed in certain parts of the museum. Like we said, aviation. And as we learned from a very cute AT-AT cosplayer, the Aviation Museum has different exhibits with space, airplanes, anything that really goes up in the air. Except birds. There are no birds. But for Star Wars cosplayers like Fairwind and I, and especially as Jaina and Rey, who are particularly good pilots, there are a lot of fun things to climb into and pretend like you're actually flying.
The museum has completely interactive exhibits where you can literally jump into a cockpit of an actual plane or fighter jet, or even I think there's a spacecraft that you can get into. And it's very hands-on, it's so child-friendly, and it's so child at heart friendly too. Like, you can see here, she's enjoying her ride. We were able to take part in the cosplay fashion show for the 2nd year in a row, which was really fun too. We got up, we spoke into the mic, told everybody a little bit about the process of making our costumes, what cosplay meant to us, etc. And everybody clapped. It was really nice. It was a little early in the morning. It was about 11 a.m. when the whole thing got started, but eventually towards the end we had a sizable crowd all cheering for everybody and their hard work. Yeah. What would you like to see at EternalCon next year?
Maybe a little bit more room. Since EternalCon has gotten significantly bigger since 2014, it can get a little crowded. There is one part of the museum where no matter what time of the day it was, we were always at a standstill. And I don't know if that's because they put vendors there, which made everything significantly more narrow, but some of the spacing in the convention could be worked out a little bit differently to accommodate the growing number of people, because I don't really want EternalCon to leave the Cradle of Aviation Museum.
It's so cool!
It's really such a good place for this kind of convention and for the audience, because it is so child-friendly and so interactive. And there's so many different places to take pictures. Or if you want to take a break and you want to actually read something, you can read them.
You can just go to the museum.
You have access to it, except we couldn't get access to the arcade part.
That was a separate charge, but that was the theme. So if you were willing to do the VIP access, you could if you wanted to.
But I would hope that they changed the layout a little bit of how they space out the vendors. I think that would probably be the best thing they could do. I don't want them to go.
No, I don't know if EternalCon could live anywhere other than the Cradle of Aviation. Or what they could do is they could spread out to the Nassau Community College campus, which is right behind it.
Yeah.
Which is where we did our shoot with Douglas Shaune Photography. So we met up and we did a quick, maybe hour-long shoot.
An hour.
The two of us and a nice guy named Greg who cosplayed Izzy from Digimon, and Doug, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
And Aurelian just got one of her photos back this afternoon, so we're so excited. Doug's really talented. That's our little review of EternalCon for this year. We love it to death, and we had an absolute blast. Okay, thanks for listening, everybody. See you next time.